Tonight's voice of the crisis is brings airline food to those who need it most. It's saving jobs at the same time. It all started with Project Isaiah, which approached Gate Gourmet to deliver more than 1 million box meals to 11 US cities. The co-founder, Devon Spurgeon, is from Oxford and from Maryland and joins me via Skype. And when I read this, it is the sort of beautifully ingenious idea that brings a need to those who have and puts the two together elegantly. But first of all, let's do the business side, Devon. Who's paying for these meals?
So I've raised funds from high net worth individuals, philanthropies, companies, basically anyone. It costs about $5 a meal. So $20 can really move the needle and feed a family of 4.
Really? Really? And when you ran Gate Gourmet, because the other quote I've heard about you is that you're basically someone sitting there in your pajamas with a computer and a phone. So when you sat there in your pajamas on the phone and ran Gate Gourmet, what did they say?
Well, I cold called them and they definitely were not expecting this. But they were completely open to the idea because, as you can imagine, their business just completely stopped when the airplane stopped taking off. So they were game to participate. And since then, we've been able to do a lot of good for a lot of different people.
Okay, so you've got this together. It's working. I'm not sure how it's working, but it seems to be holding together and doing remarkably well by your own admission. There are difficulties. I mean, you've had no experience of this before, had you?
None. No, I'm the least qualified person you can imagine to be doing this, but I'm tough and I am good at making a bunch of calls. And I think, like many people, very motivated to try to make the world better, given what's going on.
It's extraordinary. And when this is over and Gate Gourmet can keep its employees on and is providing food for airline passengers, do you hope to somehow continue this? Because the awful part, even in very wealthy countries like the United States, the UK and EU, is that there is a need and a hunger.
Well, I will never look at airplane food the same way again. I can say that definitively. And I'm permanently changed by this experience and by the organizations that I've been working with. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that this model works and is very effective of getting a lot of food distributed to people safely through great nonprofits that really, really have done a very effective job at distributing these meals to those families that are in need.
And one of the other things is the peanuts and the pretzels. The peanuts, assuming you're not, allergic to nuts. The peanuts and the pretzels, which most of us sort of look at and sneer in the little packet, you relish them. These are perfect. Why?
Well, I think, we are able to provide the peanuts and pretzels along with some fresh sandwiches, but, you relish things when you talk to the people that are profoundly grateful to have them. And in many cities, we're providing the only full meals that people may get in a week because we provide several days worth so they can shelter in place. So you look at it differently that way.
Devon, remind me the mathematics again of how many meals what was the number you gave me? How many dollars feeds how many meals?
So for $20, you feed 4 people that are desperately in need. So even just a donation of $10 allows us to feed a couple. So anything is helpful. And this is all volunteers. And so every penny goes to feeding people, literally every penny.
All right. Normally we make a promise that we will come to see you, or we will check in with you. Tonight's promise from Quest Means Business, I don't know, we will feed a couple of thousand people for you tonight.
Thank you.
The producer will be in touch with you afterwards. to work out the logistics from me to you, but certainly this programme, which puts such importance in travel and aviation, must not forget our duty and our responsibilities. So a couple of thousand meals certainly heading your way, one way or t'other. Thank you, Devon.
Thank
We'll
you.
be in touch. Lovely. Bye.